Instamojo now, a fintech player. It's acquired the digital commerce platform GetMeShop. As part of the entire all-stock deal, it's going to onboard Times Internet as an investor, so we're making that caveat. The MSME sector is, of course, turning out to be a hot space. It's getting a fillip after the budget, and you've already got the likes of Facebook, Paytm, PhonePe, Relgio firming up their plans when it comes to MSMEs. So what makes the offline merchant space so lucrative? What is Instamojo going to be doing in all of this? Here's an interesting conversation we had.
At Instamojo, since day one, our aim always has been to help a small business come online and grow their business. And as part of this, we started off helping these businesses collect payments online. And over the past few years, we added a lot of products which help them with capital, which help them in shipping their products and multiple things. Now, this is something which we're anyways doing. So we've had an online store for our businesses, so they can come online and have essentially sell directly to their customers. What GetMeShop presented was an opportunity wherein this was a full-fledged product, and with a lot of like a massive platform built in with a lot of effects to it in terms of partnerships on logistics, on multiple tools like CRM and multiple other things. So this is something that we're anyways building, and when this opportunity came up, we felt this is something that we were doing, something which would takes us like maybe saves us like 12 or 15 months of effort, and also gets us a head up, right? And when we spoke to the team, I think we found like a lot of synergy in the way they were thinking, in the way they wanted to build the business. So yeah, I think this seemed like a very natural fit to us.
All right, natural fit, but also as part of the deal, we believe it's a all-share, all-stock deal. Times Internet though comes on board as an investor as well. So how much are they pumping in? I'm sure they bring to the table money as well as part of the deal.
So we're not disclosing the amounts yet, but yeah, they do come in and they're pumping in money in the company, which is a big validation of what we're doing. And also Times Internet being one of the foremost internet companies in India and the kind of ecosystem which they have with multiple products across different categories. So having them on board is, I think, going to be a big advantage for us. So yeah, that's a definite value add that we see here.
It's also a tough space to crack. Let's really get candid. The notion is that having Indian SME player to spend money on services is the most tough thing to do. Yeah. How have you been able to crack it? Would you agree? It's very difficult to make them spend online, offline, anything. The first thing they have is they would ideally want something for free, really.
Well, you're right. I won't just say SME, while it might be further emphasized when you talk about SMEs, but generally getting anyone to shell out money is always a challenge, right? What we have done over the years and what we've seen is you have to prove value to them. And this was difficult in the earlier days. Not that it's easier now, but now people have seen that value. You've seen how coming online helps you. You've seen how your customers want to be there, right? So there are a lot of things that you've realized over time. Call it the geo effect, call it, the internet e-commerce effect and all of it. So businesses do realize. I think the other part is a typical Indian business is very wise with their money. If they see value, they will spend. And our focus has always been, prove that value to them. So that's why we made the fact that, you can sign up to Instamojo in a very simple manner. You can get started for free. And over time, you do realize that, if you're transacting, you make money, which is why you're not hesitant to, shell out money to the company, right? And so we had multiple value-add services on Instamojo, which require a fixed, monthly subscription, if you call it. So businesses have been willing to do that, right? They have been paying us small amounts month on month. And that gave us confidence in we can actually have a product where they'll have to shell out maybe a little more, but they'll have to cement their presence online. They'll have to have like a strong brand. And I think they would be comfortable paying for it.
So you're seeing a changed notion. They're willing to pay where the value really is. But also Akash, we've seen e-commerce companies been around for quite a while now. They've changed how sellers, small businesses get online, although very small piece. But social commerce is now massive, big. It's access at a click on your mobile phone. How does this really fit into the larger scheme of things with Instamojo?
I think social commerce could go by different ways, right? But what we are building something for is the creator. So you are creating, you are selling something, and we'll help you do what? We'll empower you in whichever way for you to do that. Social commerce, I think, is another value add to that, wherein you can leverage maybe certain tools, maybe your own social reach to actually sell better. So that's one of the parts of a broader e-commerce play. So that's something we are looking at. But like I said, right, I think you have to be there. That's essentially what we're enabling.
Got it. But I want you to be candid. You're also a natural acquisition target for the likes of Flipkart, Amazon, or Jio, Reliance, that is now really betting big on the entire missing puzzle of online, offline, right? Everyone seems to be now talking about how the big problem to be solved is the small businesses. That's where the money really is.
So I don't know if you're a natural acquisition target. I think it's something that you have to talk to them. But internally, we've been very clear from day one that, you know what, we are building this for the longer run. I think there is great value in empowering the small businesses. And globally, we've seen, right, you've seen companies like Shopify for the past 15 years, the stage where they've reached, right? Today, Shopify is seen actually as a competitor to Amazon. So I don't know if that's the path we're going to take, but I see great value in this. And Indian MSMEs have always been like kind of a strong backbone to the entire economy as such. That's going to stay. And I think there's a massive potential if you're able to empower them to do it.
And there's a way for you to go out and do it innovatively with the Indian consumer. Last couple of questions. Lending is something that you're focusing a lot more on over the last year and a half. What have your learnings really been from that? Credit is the big problem to solve, all the more for merchants where access is still an issue. Interesting, and I was reading up that mostly it's the 10,000 to 20,000 bracket that merchants really on the platform are really picking up in terms of credit.
So credit has been something that we focus a lot over the past year or so, and we would continue to do that in the next year. Again, what we've seen is the MSME has traditionally been starved of various products, right? Capital and credit being one of them. And we've done a lot of brainstorming around it. We do a lot of experiments to figure out, what is it that the business needs? Where is it we can add value to them? And one thing we realized is the process of getting a loan is extremely complicated. And again, right, business has different kinds of needs. There are businesses who want loans to grow their business, which could be bigger amounts. And there are businesses who want just, cash flow, who want a cash flow problem solved. And for that, that's something I think we've found we're in a great position to be in, because we have a relationship with these businesses, we have that distribution, we could underwrite smaller loans to them. So we have loans which are on an average in the range of 15,000-20,000 rupees, right? And this is used by them for the cash flow needs, which get repaid in a matter of a week or so. So I think what we need is custom products built for the SME, these SMEs. And I think that's a space where we require dedicated focus or long period of time. That's something which maybe a bank may not be able to do in the best possible manner, or a typical NBFC as such. So this has got us great returns, and I think there's a massive roadmap that we have for this.
Could you talk to us about how you managed to get Rajan Anandan on board as an investor early on in the journey? What was your pitch to him, and what really got him excited about Instamojo and the problem you're solving for the entrepreneurs watching this, and they get an inside view of what transpired?
It wasn't easy. And Rajan is a very prolific investor. So I think when we were in touch with him for a long time, and we were actually in touch with him for a different idea that we were working on. Maybe about, say 4 to 5 months. So working on a different idea. And he liked us as a team. He just wasn't convinced with, what we're trying to do. Which is why he stayed in touch with us, but, never really pulled out his checkbook. And then one day we figured, what we were working on wasn't going anywhere. We had to essentially stop that. And then we went back to the drawing boards, is there something new that we could pursue, or maybe, go back and figure out our own ways. And that's why Instamojo happened. So, and one day Rajan pinged us asking, what's the update, right? What do you guys, how's the progress? And we said, we stopped that. So he's like, oh, what is it that you're doing now? I'm like, oh, this is what you're doing. And he just saw potential in that, and again, I think being in a place like Google, I think they have exposure to a lot of, users and businesses, right? Yeah. So I think he could see the potential of where this could lead. And I think that's what got him excited.